Hello everyone, this is Katarina and I'll bring you the energy update for the beginning of September. And I'm so mesmerized, when you check in with where are you in your inner calendar, and I'm definitely not in September. When I look outside, it's so gray and rainy, it's super cold, the heating is on already, so I'm like completely confused with inner and outer experience. And since the beginning of the week, we are already in the eclipse season with the new moon, so the energies are strongly ramping up again. Not that any one of us is surprised. And I felt this summer was so massive and intense, and now the energies keep going higher. And this time, definitely in the light language transmission, you receive support to anchor and ground all these new energies in. And when I asked my guides what's kind of the overall energy, and it is really at the very moment about grounding, helping all these higher energies to come into our body, into our reality. And sometimes you may even feel dimensionally dislocated. We're like, oh my God, I drop everything, or I run into things, and that's when our energies exemplify a lot. We shift timelines. That's also when you feel like, oh my God, I feel so disconnected from everything. What happened? You may also experience super intense dreams at the moment, where we're clearing vast amount of density, our own personal density and the collective density. And all of these are signs of that super intense upgrade. And it's so extraordinarily mesmerizing. August has been a super intensely powerful month. We created that new golden ascension timeline from the solstice end of June onwards in the highest dimensional frequency, and it's now rippling so strongly through the champagne fountain. It's reached now a vast amount of the collective consciousness, and I'm like, oh my God. And I give you an example. 2010, when I still lived in Sweden, the guide said, Katarina, just look around, what do you see? And my psychic eyes were opened, and I'm like, oh my God, there's this soft white mist just around the grass on the earth, and it's like slightly vibrating. And now when I was having a birthday coffee with my neighbor in her garden, and the guide said, Katarina, look around you now, and they did the same thing. And I thought, oh my God, it's this white mist everywhere, and it's reaching the top of the trees. And I'm like, this is amazing, what's happening? And they were like, Katarina, this is the amplification of Gaia's vibrancy. So the life force of our planet, the frequency has absolutely gone through the roof. And then I was seeing a post from Pam Younghans on the 30th of August saying the Heart Math Institute, and I put the link into the description as well, where they measure the level of consciousness, how that rises and how that interacts with everything around us, and that's going through the roof. And I'm like, yeah, that totally figures. And there are new ascension portals that other people are tapping into as well. And I think we did open more ascension portals in June, and now in September the guides gave me that in beginning of August when I prepared for the Lion's Gate, and they're like, and Katarina, in the September activation around the equinox, that's when we're going to create or co-create with everyone new archangelic retreats all around the earth. And there are usually 7 so far. There are more depending on how much that frequency rising is now going forward. So in the September activation, we work with the archangelic frequencies, the Elohim, the creators of the universe, who hold that the codes of creation from the divine directive, in bringing that in, and also down to earth for us. How do we connect with the archangels to be supported in their love, their nurturing energies? How can they help us in our day-to-day life? And they're saying, how can we have the wings around us in our daily life? And the galactic step forward to answer your questions together with the archangels in helping us to create a harmonious day-to-day life. practical things as well, because this new much higher ascension timeline brings us so much more potential. I'm already looking through in big changes for my website, new offerings that the guides are bringing in. So let's see if I can get it all sorted in September. Being a Virgo, the Virgo season is so down to earth practical. And that helps. And the guides are saying with that intense energy that's building up now, we have the eclipse, I think on the 17th, 18th of September in Pisces, conjunct Neptune. And that is really that inner guidance, that mysticism, you know, that diving into the cosmic awareness. You know, the portal is wide open to receive cosmic frequencies, to connect with the higher dimensions. And they're saying, you know, and they've given me loads of imagery that has to do with nature and, you know, farming and stuff. And this is only because I live here. And they're like, no, we really want to connect all of us back with the flow and the seasons of nature. And they said, I think in German we say, we need to get all the hay in while the day is dry, or that all sheeps are in before it gets wet. And I mean, here in the UK, they're always out and it's always raining, or a lot at least. But that time now before the 17th, 18th is a really good time to do the grounding and put practical things into motion. We just come out of that Mercury retrograde. We're still in the shadow, but the guides are saying the more you anchor yourself in that highest ascension timeline, you override density. And that's another point they wanted to make, is the energy of love is much higher. And the energy of love overrides all lower agendas, all lower frequencies, also in our personal live stream and collectively. So it's really interesting that now the guides are saying the power of love is gaining momentum. And my voice is going. I'm clearing through all of those issues. I didn't have any problems before starting. So it's also that true self-expression. Who are we? What are we bringing forth? What are we guided to share in the world? And obviously there's a collective codes for our truthful expression coming through. And so the power of love is gaining momentum. And with that highest ascension timeline, and the guide said that it's really rare that this full potential of the highest timeline is rippling in its purity and in its essence down the champagne fountain, down to different timelines. So whatever we see in the outside world is only temporary, and it's all subject to change. And they say, and I'm completely being retrained, you know, we're like highest outcome. What is the highest outcome? That is my true north. Because if we aim for the highest frequency, even if we achieve lesser than, it's a higher frequency than, oh my God, what's going to happen? And how is this going to pan out? It's like, no, course correct and true north. And that's the highest timeline. Everything is going well. And that was 8-8 in the recording. And that is really amplified since the 8-8 and going forward. So now it's really that golden wave collectively that's carrying through across the realms. And also Gaia, the animal kingdom, receiving these cosmic rice codes on a whole new level. And it's so mesmerizing to me. And the waters are being purified. We receive these higher codes. And also way advanced beings in the cosmic hierarchy are now much more accessible to us. And the archangels and angels step forward to say they build an energetic bridge. So no matter where we are in our journey, they can build a bridge so we can reach higher. They're like, we can build or be seen as a stepping stone. So if you feel like, oh my God, I've got difficulties connecting with my team or my guides, or I want to reach to the galactics, or there are certain ascended masters that I'm really curious to connect with, that's all coming. And the guides just wanted to share one of the new offerings are going to be Ascended Masters and Ascension attunements, where they step forward in one-to-one sessions to attune you to a vast array of beings that are accessible, that are in alignment with your soul, and that will help to raise your frequency. They also open your hand chakras and your overall ability of channeling, receiving, and connecting with the divine. So I'm so concentrating on bringing that forward because I haven't shared that publicly yet, and it will be coming forth in September. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the changes with the eclipse in Pisces conjunct Neptune, where this energy of mysticism is, with then be anchored in with the equinox in Libra, where we're like, wow, you know, that new balance point. And you could say where the balance point was here last year, the balance point is here this year, and only accelerating forward. So anytime when you're faced with a difficulty, the guides really share that is what is for my highest and greatest good, you know. And again, this why, oh, that's why further down the line. So even if we right now can't understand why is this happening, you know, then there is a benevolent force behind this, and it will work out for my highest and greatest good. And it's 10:44, and that means the guides are supporting our step up into higher frequencies. So let's see what light language is coming forward. Oh, and the guides wanted to say, I'm also allowed to bring forth in the September activation the golden solar fire, which is a cosmic Christed frequency that holds a much higher frequency range to even transmute everything in our system. And it was 11:11 now. So we can step through those portals, those ascension gateways, with much more ease and grace. So let's see what they're bringing in this light language transmission now for us, and may that serve our highest and greatest good. You can connect with your heart chakra to receive this. Iwashki iki asata na maha niaki siti iska asa na maha miwiki si ashka ta na masa miwiki siti ashka ta sa na maha miwaka sata na maha miwaka sata na maha miwiki si na maha miwiki si ti na maha iwashka ka sa na maha iwashka ta sa na maha miwiki si ash ka na masa miwi ashka ta sa na maha miwi ki si ashka ta na maha miwa ka sasanaha miwi ki si na maha iwi ki si ti na maha nia ki si ishka ta sa na maha miwa ki si ti ish ka na masa miya ki si na na maha miwash ki si iki asata na maha iki asata na maha iki asata na maha iwash ka sa na maha iwash ka sa ta na maha niwi ki si ti iki asa na maha iwi ki si ti ishka sa ta na maha ashka sa na maha ashka sa ta na maha aka niwi ki si sina na maha niyashka sa na maha yaki si ti ishka na masa iwi ki si ti ishka sa na mata aka. Blessed be, so mote it be, and so it is. Thank you. Wow, I do hope to remember all of that now. Kuan Yin was interweaving the patterns. It started off with the Venusians holding and creating those new amplified light patterns, and also working with our light body structure so we can receive these new codes. And I feel like I'm still speaking in sign language vibrationally. And with that, the Venusians were bringing in a part of the code in order to open our heart chakra, work with our spine, and so the Kundalini flow can be improved. And then Kuan Yin was waving it in. The Venusians came back for another layer. And then the divine director brought in codes. The Elohim were weaving in that new co-creation patterns. And then the golden solar light beings came in to bring that boost of that golden solar light energy. So may you enjoy all these codes and frequencies. And I can't wait to see you for the September activation on the 22nd. Lots of love and bright blessings to you. Namaste.